CJ wants to go to Moto 2 on the repost. Instead, they go ball screen. There's a switch on D. Good switch back for Meralco. And now this is Marcio. The pull-up jumper won't fall. CJ with a rebound. And now Mo goes to the fadeaway J, too strong.
If that would have went in, I would have said, why not tonight? He's been on fire.
Chris Newsome, three-point shot is short.
Oh!
Hodge is there to take care of business.
What a tremendous effort by Cliff Hodge right there, really going hard to that offensive glass. Again, both of these teams giving their all. This is a very pivotal time. Oh, and a block by Cliff. But there is Junmar to clean it up. Great work by Cliff Hodge on both ends.
Tied ball game once again, and don't be surprised if this will be a theme until the final buzzer, as both teams refusing to give an inch. SMB still sitting on the 2-3 zone defense, and another foul will be issued against them. This might be troublesome. That will be their fourth, and we're still early in the final period, Vince.
That is something. Again, you got to take care of your, as we look at Cliff Hodge, once again going hard to the basket, but like you said, you got to take care of your fouls, especially at the end. Ooh, what
Good
a pass!
And Hodge
again
scores back-to-back hits.
But what an assist from Chris Newsome. Again, he is also a very good triple threat. He knows how to drive, he knows how to shoot, and that time, a great pass.
The bigs of San Miguel, though, doing a great job of managing their fouls, both of them with 4, but you know, as long as you stay away from that fifth, you're not too nervous. Bolts also commit their third team foul in this final period. Arena Plus, Astigsa Sports, 6 minutes, 38 seconds remaining in game number 3. CJ to Marcio, quick trigger, good for 3!
I told you so. This guy is on the cusp of having the most 3 points ever in the PBA.
You know who was shouting behind him? Alex Cabagnor, his former San Miguel Beer running mate. Part of that dead 5. That was 4. Captain Crunchman. Counter 3 will not fall, but Bong Quinto will give them another crack at it. Brandon Bates delivers to Banquero. 7 seconds remaining. Newsome on the attack. Newsome is fouled.
Great patience there by Newsome. Didn't rush into a shot. Actually did a sort of an up and under as well. Took a bit of contact, so I think that was the right call.
How quick was that release, Vince?
He just feels it's a layup. It's a 25-foot layup for him. Don't have to bring it down at all. He has been doing this for a long time, my friend.
And the feeling is that it's only going to be a matter of time before Marcio Lassiter becomes the top 3-point shooter in PBA history. But right now, they will need a couple more coming from him in the final 6 minutes of Game 3, as Newsome just tied it again at 80.
Just under 6 minutes. And they have broke that deadlock. Let's see what San Miguel can do. Again, both teams playing exceptionally hard on both ends of the court.
Junmar Fajardo, monster minutes in this ball game. Moto to a monster contributions. That will be a foul before the shot attempt.
Yep. Cliff Hodge is saying, hey, I had my hands up, but you also reached a little bit there, Cliff. I saw you. Oh, but guess what? That's a 4th foul on Mr. Hodge as well. So he joins the ranks of Junmar with 4.
Now the San Miguel Beermen will call a timeout. They're down by 1 here. 5:45 left in the 4th quarter. double-double for Cliff Hodge, the heartbeat of the Meralco Bolts. 10 points, 10 rebounds, 3 blocks and assists, unlimited floor burns, amazing leadership by example. Cliff Hodge wants to deliver a championship to the only team that he has played for in his entire PBA career.
I mean, early on, he got hit in the chops. He busted up his knee a little bit, but what heart has been shown by Mr. Cliff Hodge. Like you said, he is the heartbeat of this team, and he has got the most energy I think I've ever seen. Doing things on both ends of the court, doing offensive rebounding, getting block shots, doing all those little things that coaches love.
9 of the 10 starters in this ball game are in this matchup, with the exception of Mo Tautua in for Rodney Brondial as a foul is called against Raymond Almazan. That will be his third, but that will also send Meralco into the penalty, same with SMB.
So again, we always say, you know, in the PBA you always say the last 2 minutes, but for me it's always the last 5 minutes. Who can really perform and step up? Well, that guy just did. The guy who just knocked his head on the floor, pretty good. Drains a nice 3 there, CJ Perez.
The seesaw continues as the lead shifts back to the San Miguel Beermen, still sitting on this 2-3 zone defense. Banquero, 3-point shot, no good. Hodge with the rebound, gives it up to Raymond Almazan as we're tied again.
And Junmar did not want to foul Raymond, so a smart move to back away.
Meralco still banking on those second chance points. CJ kicks it out. Tautua steps into a 3, no good. And that ball bounced off of Junmar Fajardo. Another stop here for the Bolts.
He had the ball, but he just dropped it off of his big size 16 shoes. It went out of bounds.
And you can no longer go under the screen on CJ Perez.
Nope.
Not here in this conference. Maybe in the Commissioner's Cup where he was making 24%. But a now 10% leap in his 3-point field goal shooting from the last conference. Quinto on the attack. Bong stops. Passes off to Banquero. CB to Newsome now. New towards his left. Now attacks middle. Mid-range jumpers deadly.
Stepping up. Exactly what Chris Newsome is doing. I always say the last few minutes is all about execution. Great execution right there by Chris Newsome.
CJ Perez wants to get it back. CJ on the move. That was a swipe. And the foul, it will send CJ back to the line.
Another guy who's hit the deck a few times. Let's look at this move. Again, you can see CJ Perez is playing him, shading him to go left. But again, when you're that good, like Chris Newsome is, you still find a way to go to your strong side, which was his right.
Chris Newsome was assessed the foul, not Raymond Almazan. That is important for Meralco because that would have been Almazan's 5th.
So they changed it, and now that's exactly what San Miguel Coach George Gallant is saying. Hey, why couldn't we change it right then? Should have been a review. But the referee corrected himself, and that's the thing that stands on the court. Raymond Almazan would have been in pretty big trouble had he gotten another foul right there.
So CJ making up for that earlier free throw miss. Taking care of business this time around with the first. 4 minutes and 10 left in game 3. Second is a miss. Almazan grabs another important rebound for the Bolts.
Let's see if Nuno can turn it on once again.
He was quiet in the 4th quarter in game 3.
Got Cliff Hodge alone on the baseline if they can spot him.
Newsome launches for 3. No. Rebound. Marcio was all alone.
An underrated part of his game He's known as a shooter, but he can rebound really well.
Tautua has been quiet, has not scored yet here in the fourth quarter, still at 19 points. Marcio on the attack. Layup is blocked by Newsome, and he saves the possession to Banquero.
That is the remarkable part. Not only did he block the shot, he saved it.
Another one-hander miss coming from CB. Oh, a steal from CJ. Perez in a foot race. CJ, layup, no!
CJ thought he could have been fouled there.
Quinto for three. That's good!
Quinto is the man of the moment with a big shot. Again, it's all about execution when the last few minutes are at play. Great defensive effort by Meralco to foil that attempt by CJ Perez, and they come back this way. And there is Quinto dropping it like it's hot from three-point land, and he gives his team a 4-point lead going into the last 3 minutes of this fourth canto. Don't go anywhere.
CJ Perez trying to shake off that last feeling as he thought he was fouled on the layup attempt. The Gilas Pilipinas brothers, two of the most talented players we have in the PBA right now, showing us everything. Little bit of offense, a little bit of defense. You saw the block from Newsome in the save. You saw the steal coming from CJ Perez on the other side, and they will do everything they can to lead their squads to a win here today.
Like you said, two of the most athletic guys electrifying the crowd with their dunks, their slashes, their steals, and their defensive plays. They can really do it all. CJ really felt that he was fouled, though, going to that basket. But a great defensive effort nonetheless by Chris Newsome not to give up on the play. CJ did get the nice steal. Thought he was going to have clear sailing, but it was not to be as we look at their numbers.
21 points on Newsome, 16 for Perez. The shooting percentage very close as this feels like a must-score situation for the San Miguel Beermen as the Meralco Bolts are trying to get momentum firmly on their side.
One thing is for sure, they have pretty much neutralized Junmar up until that point. This is the time when Junmar usually takes over.
But this is where Junmar has been reduced to. It's now trying to trail his guards, get the offensive rebounds, and score on putbacks because the first options on Junmar have not worked so far.
You know, you got to give credit to Coach Luigi Trillo and his wards for doing an exceptional job. You know, when Junmar gets the ball, it's usually one-on-one or one-on-two against other teams. But against the Bolts, it's sometimes one-on-one, sometimes one-on-three. And they are so good at what I call digging.
Yeah.
The guy on the defense will help dig and get right back to his man. So it happens so fast. And Junmar's had to really make a lot of adjustments, and it's really affected his scoring output. It's rare you see Junmar with just 10 points at this juncture.
Split from the line coming from Junmar. Meralco leads by 3 here, 88-85. Newsome to CB up top. Back to Newsome for 3. No. The tap goes back to Newsome. Smart play coming from Quinto. Almazan takes it. Misses. Rebound to Marcio. As Meralco might have
Yes.
rushed that one a little bit.
Little bit. But great effort nonetheless to keep the ball alive. Again, a rebound is just as good as a tip out to one of your teammates just gain that possession.
CJ under the defense of Almazan with an end one.
You know, CJ did that a few times in the last game as well, where he dives in, he does that sort of, I call him kind of Marlu, Kili shot, gets right under you and gets the harm. Let's see it once again. Little in, out, quick step, goes right under the outstretched arms of rock and roll Almazan and scores it, but he cannot convert the free throw.
Still a 1-point lead for Meralco, but those were crucial hits coming from the Beermen to make it a 1-point game. We're down to the final 2 minutes of game 3. Newsome given space. Almazan did not catch it clean. He loses it to the baseline.
Just a little bit behind him. It was one of those I thought, you thought. Raymond thought that Newsome was going to go up for the shot, and when the defense converged, Almazan was actually open, but he threw the ball a little bit behind him, and he couldn't quite handle the rock.
You saw Coach Luigi Trillo trying to tell Raymond Almazan that yes, you're still doing a great job. Forget about that last play and focus on your defense. SMB looking for the go-ahead basket. And CJ will have 2 opportunities from the stripe once again.
CJ once again attacking the defense. Again, any little crevice you give him, he's going to expose it. Let's see if 77 can make his mark from the free throw line. He's got 18 points in this ball game.
But it hasn't been pretty for CJ Perez. The first free throw is a miss.
Ooh. Free throws, I told ya. It really gets put under the microscope come the fourth quarter.
They are 21 of 32 as a team here in this game. Second one to knot the count at 88. Free throw is a miss as well. Junmar stopped by Almazan.
Wow, what a huge play right there. Not your usual Junmar missing a shot underneath.
Newsome up top. Trying to use the screen coming from Raymond. Banquero attacks middle. The pass to Newsome is off. And they will play on. Stop coming from the San Miguel Beermen.
Last minute.
Looking for Junmar. A struggle of a ball game. But can he provide an important basket? Fajardo against Almazan. He's fouled. He'll take 2.
Wow. You know, at first, I was looking at Meralco. They were asking for the travel on the initial step of Junmar when he had tried to attack the basket. It looked like he might have taken an extra step. Let's see it right here. Once. It's close. But anyways, definitely a foul there. And Junmar will go to the stripe. Ever. So important free throws right now.
Brandon Bates will come into the ball game, replacing Raymond Almazan, who just committed his 6th and final foul. Junmar Fajardo. This game, one of the worst he's had in his finals career. He's been so dominant that the bad games have come few and far apart. But again, as long as you end up as the victor, you can forget about your personal struggles. And now Junmar can get them ahead with 2 free throws.
As we look at the the timeout situation, a lot of timeouts left for both teams. But looking at Junmar, he is 6 out of 8 right now in this ball game from the free throw line. But none are more important than these next 2. If he can be 8 out of 10, he is a happy camper.
You know, the Meralco Bolts have done a great job of limiting their turnovers, but they're throwing away crucial possessions here in the end game. Almazan losing it to the baseline. Banquero throwing an off pass to Newsome. That is 2 big possessions where San Miguel Beer can score.
Correct. You must take care of the ball. You cannot afford turnovers. Like I said, San Miguel will make you pay in a big way Remember, just like last game, it only takes 1 point to get a W.
Marcio Lassiter in his slow march to become the deadliest three-point shooter in PBA history. 3 of 3 from downtown, providing enough to support their bench crew with their usual scorers of their game. CJ Perez elevating his performance here in the second half. Junmar, let's see if he can do the same with these 2 free throws coming up.
Very, very important free throws. They all are, especially now.
First free throw, clean for Junmar Fajardo. Tied ball game, 88 apiece, 51.9 seconds.
11 points, 12 boards for the Kraken.
Second free throw, good as well for Junmar as the lead swings to San Miguel Beer.
Again, what separates the men from the boys? Execution. Let's see if the Bolts can execute.
Newsome has it versus CJ. Goes to Banquero. He has struggled in this ball game, especially in the second half. Maliksi to CB. They swing it. Newsome open from the corner. That's good!
Big, big, big shot. Monster shot from Chris Newsome. Letting it fly from the left corner. 24 points in the ball game. We thought he started a little bit slow in the first half, but man, has he turned it up.
What patience coming from that Meralco Bolts set. They were testing. They were moving the 2-3 zone defense of the San Miguel Beermen. And finally, they locate Chris Newsome, and it had to be Moto Tua, a big man, trying to run to the corner and stop him. The result, a go-ahead 3 ball for New.
That's what you call the extra pass. An unselfish play by the Bolts gets them a nice little lead. They're up by 2. It's not insurmountable, of course, but it's a pretty good thing to be up against the Beermen with about 30 seconds to play.
But if you are Meralco, you were up by more points in a shorter amount of time in game number 2. So this is by no means a safe lead. This is the story of Chris Newsome. Played in the UAAP for the Ateneo Blue Eagles, did not win a championship there. Drafted by the Meralco Bolts. He has played as many games as he can. Every time his number was called for Gilas Pilipinas, maybe 3x3 or 5-on-5. And Newsome just looking for the only championship that has continued to elude him, a PBA title for Meralco.
Well, he's done his part on offense. Now they just need to get a stop. Remember, partner San Miguel scored 6 points in 25 seconds of the last game. Right now we have 34. Perez and Lassiter doing the damage in last game. Let's see if those 2 guys can step up or if somebody else will.
Lots of timeouts remaining. 2 for SMB, 3 for Meralco. But again, a reminder that we have no player timeouts anymore. So it has to be in dead ball situations unless the basket is scored or the action is stopped. You cannot call a timeout.
For me, this is the biggest defensive play of this ball game for Meralco. If they can get a stop, they look to be in a very good position.
CJ Perez will be the inbounder.
Gonna get the ball in.
Yep, sends it to Newsome. CJ will work here. Perez on the attack. CJ on the step through, misses. Hodge with the board. There's a 3-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Will SMB foul or will they allow Meralco to burn the clock? Coach George Gallen asking them to foul, but they're not hearing him right now. Newsome finally fouled, but the hesitation coming from the San Miguel Beermen allowed Meralco to burn a lot of clock.
Yes, a lot of clock. Coach George was going ballistic on the sideline, telling everybody foul. He's like, I think he's got red marks on his arms right now. He said, foul, foul. Let's see Can Newsome make this shot after a great defensive effort by Cliff Hodge to stay with CJ? He gets the stop and he gets the board.
First free throw for Newsome is good.
So now it's 3 points. A chance to possibly ice it. Again, if he gets to 4 points, that might be 2 possessions for San Miguel to get back.
If he misses, it is play on.
Yes. No
so
timeout.
Meralco already instructing their players to give up a foul. If he misses, he does not. They're up by 4.
There you go. Huge implications about made or missed free throws, as always.
93 to 89. San Miguel Beer will call one of their remaining timeouts. This will be a full. They will be left with a 30 with 11.3. But again, it's so different when you still have about 20 seconds remaining as opposed to 11 when you need 2 possessions.
I totally agree. But actually what's really at stake here, my friend, is 1 possession right now. 1 stop. Can San Miguel get that quick score? Because I don't think they can really go. Well, if they get an open 3, go for it. But they got to go for something quick. Get a quick foul or get a steal. That's their basic chance right now.
In our series story, the evolution of greatness, and we're seeing the Meralco Bolts evolve in front of our very eyes, learning their mistakes in Game 2, turning them into positives in Game 3. Can they hang on for 11.3 more seconds? The action will continue on Wednesday, still inside the Smart Araneta Coliseum. Independence Day here in the Philippines. Meralco versus SMB, who will be holding a 2-1 series advantage. We will also be awarding our best player of the conference before the resumption of the action, as Meralco will go to a smaller unit. So now you're seeing that they're more worried about the 3-point shots. Correct. They might have to switch everything here just to deny the shooters from getting a clean look.
Absolutely. They put in a known defensive gem in Jansen Rios.
Like if they send the ball into Junmar, then
back off.
That's all you can do, right?
Yeah, that's it. But again, right now, their alphabet has to be complete. They have to spell it A, B, C, D, not A, B, C, E. They got to have that D to stop, get this stop, and go up in this best of 7 series. 1 stop, and they got it. San Miguel wants to get 1 quick score and a steal.
CJ Perez, dangerous in this situation. Marcio Lassiter equally so.
Do not give Marcio an open look.
Marcio, tough 3-point shot. Good line, Marcio. The second effort is a miss as well. Junmar loses the basketball. CJ to Chris Ross. 1 last attempt. No good, and that will do it. The Meralco Bolts lead the series 2-1.
Wow. What a game. It just went back and forth. You know, this game was so close. Either way, it could have gone either way, but it just was the Bolts' day. They had the shots going, especially from Chris Newsome at the end. San Miguel, nothing to hang their head on. They played an excellent game. Just came up just a little bit short. And that was the last
coming
second.
from Bong Quinto.
Yeah. That's a smart play. Just get the ball away from the basket. And again, the San Miguel Beermen come up a little short on I'll say a little bit subpar game from the Kraken, but not by his own fruition.